Welcome to this practice activity. These exercises will help you consolidate what you have learned in the last 4 lessons. To follow along, you can download the accompanying slides, notes and spreadsheet that contain the solutions as well. In this practice activity, I ask you to first calculate the price of a 10-year bond with an annual coupon rate of 4%, given that the required rate of return or discount rate is 5%. If it's a premium par or discount bond, can be answered without any calculation then. Second, I want you to calculate the yield to maturity of a bond with a current market price of 95, a par value of 100, and an annual coupon rate of 5%, and 8 years to maturity. Then calculate its accrued interest and its yield to maturity 6 months later when its remaining lifetime is 7.5 years and its flat price is 95.75, considering a 360-day count convention. And 3, lastly, I ask you to analyze how the price of a bond with a 2% annual coupon and 10 years to maturity changes if the yield increases from 3 to 4%, and how it changes if the yield increases from 7 to 8%. Now, pause the video and get back when you want to check your answers. Welcome back. I hope you have managed to find the correct answers. Let me walk you through the solutions. For exercise 1, the first thing to do is to determine the future cash flows. In this case, 4% of 100, that is 4. Then we discount each cash flow back to present value, using the 5% discount rate provided. And finally, we sum the present values and obtain 92.28. For exercise 2, before any calculation, since the bond is trading at a discount, its yield to maturity must be higher than its coupon, 5%. You must expect a YTM higher than 5%. We lay out the cash flows in this table again. We discount them all to present value using an arbitrary discount rate. In this case, I use 5.5%, because, as we've just noted, its yield to maturity must be higher than 5%. But for the computation carried out by GoalSeek, any number would do. We've already set up the equation that sums all cash flows in present value and the difference between this sum and the bond price provided, that is 95, must be approximately 0. We then go to Data, What If Analysis, GoalSeek, and set the cell containing the difference between the two to 0 by changing the discount rate in cell E44. We press OK, and we get 5.8%. Alternatively, we could have used Excel's yield function, as I've done here. As you can note, I've used the date function to avoid any possible confusion with 2 arbitrary dates, one for the settlement and one for the maturity, 8 years apart. Please note also the 0 as the basis for calculating interest payments using the 360-day count convention. Then, moving 6 months forward, we have a new quote, a flat price of 95.75. While still having 8 future cash flows, the time to their payments has decreased by 0.5 years. We can do the same as before, but we need to take into account the fact that now we're evaluating the bond midway between 2 coupons, and we need to account for the accrued interest, which is, in this case, half of the 5% annual coupon, that is 2.5. We add this to the flat price, we get 98.25. We can repeat the same process as before. Again, I'll use an arbitrary discount rate, in this case 5.85%. And then we'll grab GoalSeek with Data, What If Analysis. The difference between the full price 98.25 and the sum in present value of the future cash flows will be set to 0. By changing the value in the cell containing the discount rate, we get 5.71%. Finally, for the last exercise, we've used Excel's PV function, one of the first functions we saw during the early lessons about bond pricing, which basically helps contract in just one function the cash flow schedule represented in these tables. I set up the function here to use it in a data table, here on the right. With a 2% rate, the bond price is 100, of course. And now we see that by raising as requested in the practice activity exercise, the discount rate from 3 to 4%, the price decreases from 91.47 to 83.78. The percentage change is equal to a decrease of 8.41%, whereas if the discount rate increased from 7 to 8%, the price would decrease from 64.88 to 59.74, for a percentage decrease of 7.93%. The verbose computations are reported in the notes. Okay, this wraps up. It's all I've got for you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.